Okay, welcome to the Committee for Progress and Development. We're going to start as a subcommittee until we get a couple members that are running behind schedule here, and then we'll go into our normal committee session. But with that, we'll go ahead and start with hearing Senate Bill 798 with Senator Schroer.
Thank you, Mr. Chair and member of the committee. Got all my best friends on this committee. This is, for the record, State Senator Nick Schroer, Senate District 2, presenting 798. This legislation is honoring the legacy of a remarkable figure in Irish history, Michael Collins. A visionary, a patriot, and a revolutionary leader, Michael Collins played a pivotal role in Ireland's struggle for independence in the early 20th century. Collins acted as a key negotiator of the Anglo-Irish Treaty, helping lay the foundation for a free Irish state. Though his life was tragically cut short when he was assassinated, his courage and leadership continue to inspire people around the world. Here in Missouri, we are proud of our rich and diverse heritage, and Irish Americans are a vital part of that story. From Kansas City to St. Louis and beyond, generations of Irish immigrants and their descendants have helped shape communities, our culture, and our state. Honoring Michael Collins is a way of acknowledging not just his contributions to the Irish freedom, but also the enduring bond between Ireland and the Irish American experience here in Missouri. By recognizing a day in his honor, we pay tribute to the values he stood for: resilience, justice, and the unyielding pursuit of freedom. And we affirm our appreciation for the deep Irish roots that continue to grow and thrive right here in the heart of America. With that, I'll answer any questions.
Okay, Senator, so really quick, if it's okay, we're going to quickly do roll call to establish a quorum, and then we'll go into any questions from the committee. Christine, call the roll.
Senators Williams?
Present.
Washington? Here. Moon? Lewis? Nicola?
Here. All right, that's great. We have a quorum. So with that, do we have any questions from any members of the committee for Senator Schroer?
Thank you for bringing this. Do you know what the percentage of Irish folks we have here in the state are?
I'm wanting to say is right under 20% when I look last.
And that's people that have any...
That have some sort of heritage back to Ireland.
Okay. And do you know, do we do anything to support or to celebrate Mr. Collins now?
Currently, we don't, outside of honoring March as Irish American Heritage Month.
Okay. And then I'm sure you all have a large St. Patrick's Day parade to honor Irish as we do in Kansas City. Yeah,
St. Charles. So St. Charles County has St. Charles Main Street, which is typically on St. Patrick's Day. We used to have Gaedel, which is in my district, until COVID kind of dissolved all of that, and that moved over into Defiance, which has a rich history of Irish coming over and living in that area in St. Charles County.
And you know, I'm happy to see you do this as someone who also has Irish ancestry, oddly enough, from Alabama. I mean, from Mississippi. I think that's weird, but that is where he was from. So thank you for bringing this, and glad to support it.
Thank you.
Any additional questions of members of the committee? Okay. Any witnesses in support? Any witnesses in opposition? Any witnesses for informational purposes? Okay. Well, that will conclude the hearing for Senate Bill 798. Senator Schroer, really quick, I know you've been patient with us. We're going to go into executive session and exact on a couple bills because we do have a couple members that have to get to another hearing. So with that, I will move that we go into executive session. Can I have a second? I have a second. Motion a second. All those in favor say aye. Any opposed? No. We're in executive session. So I'm going to move that we bring before the committee Senate Bill 673. Do I have a second? Second. Okay, receive a second. So I have a motion. All those in favor? Aye. No. All right, so Senate Bill 673, I believe that is Senator Gregory's bill. Curtis Gregory. Senator Curtis Gregory. Younger Gregory. and that is the bill that we heard last week. The city of Waverly selected for and should be known as the official Apple capital of the state of Missouri. Any questions from the committee?
Yes.
Okay.
The bill sponsor.
Okay.
What variety of apple?
This has happened before.
Oh, they got all kinds.
That was
There's a massive discussion on the House floor one
oh, was it really?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I missed that. But thank you, Mr. Chair.
Okay, no problem. So with that, like to do a roll.
Son.
Okay, do pass motion. Can I get a second? All those in favor say aye. Opposition, no. Going to do a roll call? Okay. Christine?
Senators Williams,
Aye.
Washington. Aye. Moon,
Aye.
Lewis, Nicola,
Aye.
Okay, like we vote that out 4-0. That do pass, and we'll move on to second bill we have, Senate Bill 674, and that is the city of Concordia selected for and shall be known as the official patriotic mural city of the state of Missouri, and that is also a bill by, is that Senator Gregory also? That's Senator Gregory also. Do we have any questions in regards to Senate Bill 674? Okay, no questions? All right, with that, I would like to make a motion for a roll call. Do pass motion for a roll call. My apologies. We have a second. All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Ayes have it. Roll call.
Williams,
Aye.
Washington. Aye. Moon,
Aye.
Lewis, Nicola,
4-0 to pass. Okay, then we'll go and also hear Senate Bill 777, and I believe that is, yeah, that's Senator Mosley's bill. That is June 17th each year will be designated as In Neighborhood Gun Violence Day in Missouri. It's in honor of Preston Ja'mon, Tink Jones Sr., who was a citizen of the state, and they were encouraged to participate in appropriate events and activities to bring an end to gun violence in our communities. Any questions of members of the committee for Senate Bill 777? Okay, no questions. I'll make a do pass motion. Can we do a roll call? Christine, call the roll.
Second.
A second. Have a second. All ayes. Any noes? Ayes have it. There you go. Roll call.
Williams,
Aye.
Washington. Aye. Moon, Lewis, Nicola,
Aye.
By a vote of 4-0, we do pass Senate Bill 777. And lastly, we have Senate Bill 820. And that is Senator Washington's bill. I guess we could do that. Let her hear it, but would we? Yeah, but would we be able to do that today, or would we have to? Okay. Okay. All right, cool. So Senator Gregory, that's okay? All right, sounds good. Okay, well then I'll make a motion that we exit executive session.
Second.
Got a second? All in favor, say aye. No? Ayes have it. We have now exited executive session, and we will go back to hearing Senate Bill 799 by Senator Schroer.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Again, for the record, State Senator Nick Schroer from the 2nd District presenting 799 today. And it's kind of unique because the last guy that I presented on, Michael Collins, was known as the big fella. And the guy that I'm presenting on right now is not so big. This bill seeks to honor a unique and memorable figure in our state's rich history, our sports history, Eddie Gaedel. On August 19th, 1951, Gaedel made an indelible mark on Major League Baseball and the St. Louis Browns by becoming the shortest player ever to appear in a baseball game. Standing just 3 feet 7 inches tall and weighing 65 pounds, he stepped up as a pinch hitter, donning the jersey number, as you'll see later today, 1/8, and secured a walk-on just 4 pitches. While Gaedel has not been inducted into the Major League Baseball Hall of Fame since his career was, no pun intended, too short, There is a tribute to this moment that is there at the hall. His jersey hangs in the St. Louis Cardinals Hall of Fame as well. To commemorate this historic event and celebrate Gaedel's contribution to our cultural tapestry, the bill proposes designating August 19th annually as Eddie Gaedel Day in Missouri. By doing so, we honor not just a remarkable individual, but also the enduring legacy of creativity and diversity in our state's sports heritage. With that, I'll answer any questions.
Any questions from members of the committee for Senator Schroer?
And he initially played for the Negro Leagues. Is that correct?
I don't think so. I think this is the only, and I've got an
Just the
expert
regular
here.
St. Louis Browns?
St.
Okay.
Louis Browns, right?
Okay, thank you.
Any additional questions for Senator Schroer? Okay. Any one in testimony and support of Senate Bill 799? It's a nice jersey you got on there.
Thank you. Good afternoon, Mr. Chairman and members of the Senate Progress and Development Committee. My name is Steve Meistrick, and I am president of the Eddie Gaedel Society, Chapter 10, located here in Jefferson City, Missouri. I am testifying today in support of Senate Bill 799, which would designate August 19th of each year as Eddie Gaedel Day in the state of Missouri. It is fitting that August 19th be designated as such in Missouri, for it was on August 19th of 1951 that Eddie Gaedel made baseball history at Sportsman's Park in St. Louis as a member of the St. Louis Browns. Weighing 65 pounds and standing 3 feet 7 inches tall, Eddie Gaedel became the shortest player in the history of Major League Baseball when he entered the second half of a doubleheader between the St. Louis Browns and the Detroit Tigers. Gaedel was sent to pitch hit for Frank Sauché, who was born in Leslie, Missouri, attended high school in Washington, Missouri, and played baseball at Westminster College in Fulton, Missouri. The Westminster College baseball field is named in Frank Sauché's honor. Although Mr. Sauché passed away last month at the age of 98, his legacy and Missouri connections will also live on through his association with Eddie Gaedel and the St. Louis Browns. Upon reaching home plate, and at the direction of Browns owner Bill Veeck, Gaedel took 4 straight pitches, all outside of his 1.5-inch strike zone. To the delight of the crowd, Eddie walked to first base, tipped his cap, and was replaced by a pinch runner. Although Eddie Gaedel appeared in only one game and made just one trip to the plate, he is a baseball legend, forever linked to the St. Louis Browns. Gaedel's one-day career has been detailed in baseball documentaries, popular television programs, cartoons, literature, art, and song. Eddie Gaedel is an important part of Major League Baseball and Missouri sports history, and his story must continue to be told. Bill Veeck told Eddie that his name would go into the record books for all time, that he would be famous, and that he'd be immortal. Today, chapters of the Eddie Gaedel Society, found in several states and even in Ireland, are committed to this noble cause. Chapters of the Eddie Gaedel Society gather their membership each August 19th to celebrate Eddie Gaedel Day. Eddie Gaedel Day, however, is not celebrated by just a small few. Each year on August 19th, many baseball broadcasting networks and social media channels extend Eddie Gaedel Day greetings to their fans, listeners, and followers. In 2016, Representative Denny Heck of Spokane, Washington, spoke before the United States Congress acknowledging Eddie Gaedel Day and joining many fans in Spokane, St. Louis, and around the baseball world in a tip of the cap to the immortal Eddie Gaedel. The Jefferson City chapter of the Eddie Gaedel Society was established on August 19th of 2018. Our annual Eddie Gaedel Day celebration started as just a small gathering of family in my parents' home, but has grown such that in 2024, readers of the Jefferson City News Tribune voted it as best local event. The Eddie Gaedel Society is committed to performing charitable works, supporting libraries and local theater, sponsoring local baseball leagues, and doing little things to make a big difference in our communities. In 2024, the Eddie Gaedel Society in Jefferson City received the honor of being named the Legacy Chapter by the founder and president of the very first Eddie Gaedel Society in Spokane, Washington. This honor was bestowed upon us for the great work we are doing here in Missouri. Take a close look the next time you exit the Missouri River Bridge to West Main Street. You will see an Adopt a Street sign. We volunteer to pick up litter and help keep the area around our state capitol and St. Peter Catholic Church looking beautiful. This is just one of 3 Adopt a Street locations that we keep clean throughout the year. Our dedicated group has conducted over 100 litter pickup activities since January 2019, and that is no small feat. In 2023, Missouri Governor Mike Parson issued a certificate of recognition to the Eddie Gaedel Society, Jefferson City, Missouri, Chapter 10, and encouraged all citizens to recognize the lasting legacy that Eddie Gaedel left on baseball history in our great state and across the nation. Passing Senate Bill 799 and designating August 19th as Eddie Gaedel Day in the state of Missouri will ensure his story and legacy are not forgotten. Passing Senate Bill 799 will lead others to St. Louis, where they can see Eddie Gaedel's famous jersey with the number 1/8 on the back, located in the St. Louis Cardinals Hall of Fame Museum, along with other memorabilia of both the St. Louis Cardinals and St. Louis Browns. Finally, passing Senate Bill 799 will ensure that once a year, the citizens of this great state will be reminded of the big difference one person can make when they take a little risk, step outside their comfort zone, and do something to bring joy to others, no matter how small that something is. Thank you for helping ensure that Eddie Gaedel will have his day in Missouri. Thank you.
Thank you very much for that testimony. Any questions for the witness? Okay, thank you very much, sir. Any additional witnesses in support of Senate Bill 799? Also, sir, did you complete a witness form for us?
I did it online,
Okay.
but I do have a copy of testimony that I can leave.
Yeah, let's leave that copy with us if you can. Okay. Any witnesses in opposition? Anyone for informational purposes? Okay, Senator Carter. With that being said, Senator Carter was just giving us a hard time. That will conclude this hearing on Senate Bill 799. Thank you, Senator Schroer. Okay, next up we have Senate Bill 825, Senator Curtis Gregory.
Thank you, Mr. Chair, members of the committee. Again, Senator Curtis Gregory, 21st Senatorial District. Senate Bill 825 is similar, actually identical to Senator Washington, making the Kansas City Chiefs the official professional football team in the state of Missouri. Was brought to my attention some point in time within the last year that this actually hadn't been done yet. Kind of found me a little bit surprised, and so that's kind of the reason of filing it. Talked with Senator since she actually, I think, has them in her district, if the conversation remembers correctly. I wanted to work with her on it and hope we can get this across the finish line.
Sounds good. Any questions for the bill sponsor?
This is a great bill, Senator. I appreciate you bringing it. We did have a resolution in the past that I told you about, and the senator from the 2nd, I think that's where he's from. He fought us on it because they have some, I don't know, UFL, ACA, XL, I don't know, something down there in St. Louis that's not going to last as long as
XFL,
the
Battlehawks.
Kansas. So we don't even know who that is. But we have the.
They say caw, I think is.
Yeah, we were pretty excited about it.
Oh,
And they
okay.
actually
Well, we have the
pretty-
Kansas
actually
City
draw.
Chiefs, so that we've had since the 60s. And so we're not worried about them leaving ever. That's why they should be known as our official professional team. Plus, we need to keep them.
I concur.
Thank you, Senator Washington, for those comments.
Yeah, and that concurrent resolution was brought forth as saying, well, it's already been done, but actually the concurrent resolution is just, correct me if I'm wrong, Mr. Chairman, you might know, but the concurrent resolution just says, yes, we definitely think this is something that should happen. So if you actually look on the state website, there is an official hockey team of the state of Missouri. That's obviously the St. Louis Blues. We can't do baseball, I guess, because there's two of them. I'm sure we can come up with some type of compromise, just like we've got the state official dog and the state wonder dog. I wish I was here back then. I might have made a little more of an argument on which one should have been which, but that's besides the point. So hopefully we can find some consensus here to make it official.
Yeah, we can probably do something maybe in honor of the Royals for one successful season and then the rest for the Cardinals.
We've got 2 World Series now. Come on.
Okay, 2 successful seasons. Slipped my mind, I'm sorry. And several for the Cardinals.
Unless you're trying
We
to
don't
disparage
cost
the
the
19...
state a lot of money for our stadium.
Unless you're trying to disparage the 1985 series with your comment of the all being 1 referencing 2015.
No, I won't disparage that.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Chair. I don't know, does the chairman know?
I don't know. But
I think that would be the Cardinals.
they didn't beat the Cardinals. Cardinals don't lose. Until this past season. We've only lost one season. That was this past season and maybe this one.
1985, you lost the series. Don't look it up.
Sorry, Mr. Chair. The Cardinals are also a great baseball team in the state of Missouri.
Yeah, we enjoyed the game together. We fellowshiped quite well.
The actual funny story, I might have told you this. At one point in time, my grandfather said that he wanted to get cable, and we asked, well, you've never had cable. Why do you want them? Or why do you want cable now? And he was like, so I can watch Cardinals games. And it was a surprise to all of us because we always thought he was a Royals fan. But so it made sense because that was the team that was on the radio when he was growing up.
Busch Stadium looked great on you, and I enjoyed it. I was fellowshipping with you at the home
Yes, sir.
opener. Any additional questions for the bill sponsor? Okay. With that, that will conclude the hearing
Thank
on
you.
Senate Bill 825. Thank you, Senator Gregory, and we'll exec eventually after Senator Carter and roll those bills together. Next up, we got Senator Carter, Senate Bill 754.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. For the record, Senator Jill Carter representing the 32nd District in Southwest Missouri. This Senate Bill 754 is an act that designates Missouri, written by musician first class Kenny Ray Horton, as the official state promotional song. If you haven't heard it, I will send it to you. It is an absolute I absolutely love this song. It could, we had a discussion and debate about whether or not it could replace the waltz, but seeing that Mizzou dances, I guess, to the Missouri waltz and all those special interests that are connected to the Missouri song as it currently is, we thought this would be a great song as our promotional song for the state. So, turn it over to you.
Thank you. Any questions for Senator Carter? Senator Nicola.
Is this instrumental or is there lyrics?
Can I?
I'd actually like for you to sing it. if
Can
you
I-
could. Could you just sing it?
Do that have to be recorded in as some type of testimony if she plays that?
It is. I'll even pause it if you've heard enough. But he plays this with the U.S. Navy Band. So the Navy Band is what plays the song. So it's pretty cool. All right, ready?
Guys, can we run this tune again? I think it sends out. Where Mark Twain told the stories of Huckleberry Finn running around in those hills I grew up in, where the bluebirds fly that taught me how to sing. And if you can't show me, then it doesn't mean a thing in Missouri. It's home to Harry S. Truman and the Pony Express, that St. Louis Arch, the gateway to the West, where Albert E. Brumley wrote "I'll Fly Away," down by Big Sugar Creek, where everybody goes to play in Missouri. So sweet, those flowers in the
some votes. Awesome.
So are we going to have to listen to that often if this becomes, well, I'm just curious.
Well, I mean, you don't. I think it'd be a privilege to
Because I
hear
was a
this
hard
often.
no until I saw the electric guitar and then the steel guitar. That was the only thing that
I
sold
mean,
me.
I'm just telling you. So he actually is from my district and plays in the U.S. Navy band, and so the band. Yeah, oh yeah. I was gonna call him. Should we call him? I will have to check on that, Senator. I'm not sure, but he does know how to play a banjo, and I've actually talked to the Lieutenant Governor about he could do this without a bill, but so we're looking at that avenue, and then I also talked to the Governor about having him come in the U.S. Band, coming and playing this song at an event. So they're a phenomenal group. I would just like to see it be used. It's a great song, I think. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you for playing that. That's smart. I enjoyed that song. Any questions? Yeah, and it's a local artist, and it wasn't a bad song. So, any witnesses in support of Senate Bill 754? Anyone in opposition? Anyone for informational purposes? Senator, that will conclude. Did you have any final remarks you wanted to make?
No, just thank you.
All right, thank you. Thanks for taking some time. I'm glad your battery wasn't low.
Next time.
So really quick, so we can conclude, we're going to go back into executive session to roll Senate Bill 825 together with Senate Bill. Okay. Yeah, but could I get the bill number for Senator Washington's bill real quick? Okay, 820. Okay, so I'd like to make a motion to go into executive session. Do I have a second? Okay. Have a second. Do we have all in favor? Aye. Ayes and noes? All right. So with that, we have Senate Bill 825 as well as Senate Bill 820. And I would like to make a motion to roll those two bills together. Well, it would be a Senate committee substitute.
I just need to know which bill number is going to go first.
So 825 first, and then 820, and we would roll it together as a Senate committee substitute. Do I have a second?
We need to adopt the Senate committee substitute, which we're doing now.
Okay. So we'll adopt the Senate committee substitute to roll together Senate Bill 825 and Senate Bill 820. Do I have a second?
Second.
I have a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? The ayes have it. So we will move forward with those two bills as a Senate committee substitute. With that, we can now.
Motion to pass the Senate committee substitute for Senate bills 825.
Okay, so then we'll make a motion to do pass Senate committee substitute, Senate Bills 825 and Senate Bill 820. Do I have a second?
Second.
Okay, with that, we have a motion second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any noes? All right, so we'll do a roll call. Christine, call the roll.
Williams,
Aye.
Washington. Moon. Lewis. Nicola.
Okay, we vote 4-0. We have voted to adopt the Senate committee substitute for Senate Bills 825 and Senate Bill 820. With that, I'd like to make a motion to exit executive session. Do I have a second? Have a second? Ayes? Any noes? Okay, we exit executive session, and with that, I would like to make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
Got a second? All in favor say aye. Aye. Is there no? All right, that is the conclusion of the committee hearing for progress and development. I'm sorry.